It's difficult to argue that open-source AI has made significant advances, particularly in 2023 and early 2024. Both Meta and Mistral AI have made amazing advances in the past year, and they haven't stopped. However, with these all going on, Google released their first open-source highly capable model, which they're calling Gemma, which sounds like Gemini. Yes, there are some truly fascinating features within it. Among them include the fact that it is a 7 billion parameter model designed to compete against each other with Mistral and several other extremely strong 7 billion parameter models. Furthermore, this can frequently outperform Mistral 7B with its 2 billion parameter model. So, however, let's get into it. So how powerful is Gemma? Google's cutting-edge open LLM technology has revolutionized the way we approach data analysis. Google's Gemma 7B and Mistral 7B models are machine learning tools with sophisticated algorithms that have revolutionized a number of sectors. Gemma is referred to as the most powerful open LLM to date, yet it is most certainly limited by its 7 billion parameter size. Now let's examine the model's actual specifications. In basic terms, it performs better than Mistral AI 7B and Llama 2, which is a significant development. Indeed, it is correct. It is the first Gemini-based open LLM and is available in different versions. It comes in two varieties, a 2 billion parameter model and a 7 billion parameter model. At the moment, it outperforms Qwen 1.5 7B, DeSci-LM 7B, a model that resembles a math focus, and Mistral 7B. And what's curious is Google seems to have been really specific with choosing 2 billion and 7 billion parameter versions of this. As you know, Qwen 1.57b came out in about 32 versions, offering an abundance of versions. But there was a question if users would be able to navigate among it all and find what was truly helpful. The MMLU score is remarkable at 64.56, with an average leaderboard score of 63.75 for the 7 billion parameter. Another really fascinating thing is that Google's 2 billion parameter model is really compatible with mobile phones, which is sort of their first step towards making these models mobile-friendly. It will be fascinating to watch how this plays out on Android. It is now available at Hugging Face, Vertex AI, and Kaggle. I'd like to discuss a few more features of this, more attributes. I also have some pretty interesting insights here, starting that the vocab is much larger than other open-source models, like Mistral having 250,000 words over 32,000 words. The other interesting feature is that the RMS norm weight has a unit offset, which essentially allows you to perform training optimization in a somewhat different way than you would with Mistral. Georgy Gerganov has also added this to Llama C++, allowing you to execute it locally in a variety of environments, including iOS. The official release page? On the official release page, it's interesting how Google has gone about explaining how to use this and offering examples in a very different way. Meta generally favors researchers, and you can tell Google is trying to favor a larger audience with this. The aim here, in my opinion, is to essentially copy what Apple has done, which is that reaching a wider audience usually results in bigger improvements and better insights into what people want, rather than just paying for Google's product. However, given all that has been going on at Google, it's likely that not many product managers are remaining. Even with all the benefits, there are drawbacks. For example, I believe that Google's safety frameworks for their models are frequently extremely complex, which gives Mistral and Mistral a significant advantage. However, that's not really their core focus, and I think their core ethos of why they're making these models is a bit different. But in most situations, Gemma has an excellent possibility of beating Mistral 7B. Now, I want to talk about what they mean by responsible AI development more. Next, it's clear that this is fully intended to run on Google Cloud. I'm not a huge fan of Google Cloud, but they do have a ton of GPUs and a limited number of TPUs available. I will argue that the reason TPUs haven't taken off yet is because there are limitations on what you can do with them, much like with hardware that you deploy and run inference on Google Cloud. It's also interesting that they are obviously attempting to get this into academia in the hopes that it would further enhance their platform. The benefit of open sourcing is that it allows non-academics, including software engineers, to experiment with open source models from larger companies. And yeah, so a pretty cool model. I've messed around with it a bit. It's definitely not as open as Mistral AI 7B, finally. Google's latest project, the Open LLM, has been making headlines in the tech world. This innovative project seeks to transform machine learning by creating sophisticated algorithms that can do difficult jobs with previously unattainable accuracy. The Gemma 7B and Mistral 7B are two of the key models at the core of this groundbreaking project. With that said, we are headed to the end of this video. Let's meet again with another interesting video.